along with Venus and Pluto, Saturn, I think Mars as well being retrograde right now. I think Neptune also. Chiron is also retrograde. What is Chiron? Chiron in your birth chart is your pain, your wound. Chiron is represented as the wounded healer. But we have to be aware of our astrological transits and our birth chart to be able to use these as tools, as leverage to help us further do that, because we are here for our ascension. So what Chiron represents in your chart is your wound. And when you figure out this wound, you then have the ability to heal others with the same wound, right? So Chiron is in retrograde in tropical astrology in the sign of Aries. Aries represents strength, confidence, initiation, taking action, low-key frustration, anger, passion, and the driving force, because it's ruled by Mars, the driving force to want to get things done, right? So when Chiron is transiting Aries, we may feel like a lack of self-confidence. We may not have the drive to really do anything. Like in our mind, we're like, oh, I need to get this done. I need to follow my dreams. But then like in reality, there's either barriers in our way. There's always something coming up, forcing us to not be able to get our shit done. We just feel like we're not good enough to do it. Like we feel like we can't start it on our own. We kind of like look for others for guidance. With that, it's good to keep a journal always and forever, because that is how you really understand yourself, and you can reflect on things, and you can also connect with your spirit guides with a journal by asking your journal questions. The answer will come to your mind almost instantaneously, especially if you always read and write or do poetry, or you like to write music and things of that nature. You like to use your throat chakra and your creative mind and intuition, your heart. Especially your heart. If you open your heart, you can trust what you say. You may feel a lack of self-confidence. You may feel insecure, depending on where it is in your chart. Like for me, I have Chiron in Leo in the 8th house. In Leo, I feel insecure about expressing myself. I'm afraid to like dance and show people that I'm crazy or the life of the party, because I feel like it's going to be too much for people, because a lot of times it is too much for people and people like to call me weird, and that like really hurts me. Like other people, it probably doesn't bother you because your Chiron's not either in Leo or in the 5th house, but for me, it bothers me a lot. If we're going to do sidereal astrology, Chiron will be in the sign of Pisces. Pisces represents spirituality, compassion for others, being able to understand people, taking on people's emotions and wounds, being an empath, spirituality, being low-key very dreamy and imaginative in your mind a lot. If Chiron is in the sign of Pisces, you may lose faith in the universe. You may lose faith in God. You may have the urge to give up on your dreams and your aspirations. You may lag a little bit when it comes to your spiritual practice. You may engage in escapism right now, really heavy. You may really want to doom scroll. You don't want to face reality. Especially if you're going through a transformation, you may think that the world is coming down and crumbling and tumbling onto you. You have to go with the flow and trust the changes. Trust the people that are leaving your life. Be really weary of the people that are entering your life right now because of all the retrogrades that are happening, especially Venus in retrograde. Exes can come back, ex-friends, people that you fell out with. Now, it can give you the chance to, heal and forgive them and let go of that resentment, but don't continue on with them, because it's going to be the same cycle. When it comes with, karmic cycles, when you start to befriend the person that hurt you, you guys pretty much go round and round over and over again. It's always an on and off relationship. That's something that you just need to cut off and dead completely. It's got to go, because you need to level up. You can't just get up and then come back down. And when you come back down, you may think, oh, everything's good this time. Everything's gonna be good. No, you're just in your comfort spot again. When you level up, there's going to be tension. When you level up, there's going to be tension, and hell is going to break loose, because you're moving. You have to expel all that toxicity that's been held in your body. And when all that toxicity, toxic energy that is held in your body wants to come out, all hell is going to break loose, because it needs to be released. And whatever's in your auric field is going to reflect the reality that you're in. So when things are coming up again because they need to be released, You may get into a fight with people. You may become really moody. You might become the enemy of someone else's story, right? Let it go, release it so you can ascend, because you cannot take nothing with you when you go to heaven. You cannot take baggage with you, or it's going to weigh you back down to where you started, right? So, yes, figure out where Chiron is in your birth chart, because you can also turn your pain into power and empower others who went through the same thing you did, and share your wisdom and knowledge and things that you gained from learning about this wound that you have in your birth chart, because everyone has it. Everyone has a Chiron. Okay, sometimes they're not manifested because you're not aware of it, so you don't know that it's there, but it's there. And your astrology chart is just the blueprint to help you gain wisdom and knowledge of yourself, because when you become aware of yourself and the energies that you possess and the energies that you came to master, you then can master it because you're aware of it. You're like, oh, you come into the situation, you're like, oh, I remember I did this last time. Let's do it different this time. Because when you do it differently this time, you respond differently to the same fucking situation. You change your timeline. You're literally time traveling. You're literally jumping timelines. Every decision is a timeline, and you have to just choose the right one, because it's going to lead you to the path of your higher self, right? Because, like, for instance, I was afraid to talk and express myself on camera. And, you know, low-key in the back of my mind, every time I, you know, play back my video so I can edit it, I still think, oh, I can't post this. So I got a lot of shit that I need to post that I haven't. And if you just post it and face your fear, face your wound, you no longer have to deal with it anymore. It just gets easier and easier to deal with until it disappears. And then you are an ascended being, right? So Chiron, yes, this is about Chiron. He is the wounded healer. He shows in your birth chart what your wound is, what you can need to heal, and how you can help others go through the same wound that you went through. And in turn, you heal yourself from healing others. Thank you very much. Namaste.